Welcome everybody, Thunderbird's Homestead here. I just wanted to do a real quick update today. We've been busy. We've been trying to do a little shopping to add to some assets on our homestead. I'm sitting out here in the back of the barn right now with the little kids and Honey. I'll turn them around so you can see, because I'm sure you'd rather look at sheep than me. This is the back of the barn. And as you can see, these are the lambs that I've kept from our lamb crop this year, our spring 2020 lamb crop. The adult sheep right there is Honey, and her white lamb, which I named Brenda. And the little black ewe lamb, her name is Silk. And then the two little red boys are both withers. They'll be meat lambs later on in the year when they get a little bit more size and substance to them. The problem is that I do want to keep Brenda and I do want to keep Silk, and so I do have to make a little bit of adjustment in my breeding program. Brenda here, that's the little white one in front, she is especially nice. I'm just loving her. And also the little black lamb. And I want to retain those. I don't have a very big flock, so I try to keep as nice a sheep as I can keep. And I've raised some really good ones. And I've decided this year to keep Brenda, who's right there, and Silk, who's right there, as replacement ewes. I sold my other two ewes that were older, Eula and Dot, and because I did that, and I've made that decision, I need to also replace my ram. As you can see, Moses has produced some pretty nice lambs over the years, but if I'm keeping his daughters, I need new blood. So I have been looking to find a replacement lamb. And today I think I found a replacement ram. He is a January 20 lamb ram, and he's purebred Katahdin also. He does not have papers, but I always say you can't eat the papers. I just try to produce some really nice sheep. So anyway, I don't have much battery, so I'm going to try to get some pictures of the new little lamb. He does not have a name yet. If you guys want to put some suggestions in the box below, we can do that. I'm sure he would appreciate not being called 97 his whole life. I don't have a lot of sheep, so I do things a little bit different than some people do. This is a hobby in my old age, and I spend a lot of time looking at them and making their acquaintances. So he needs to have a name instead of just a number. Right now I've been rotating the sheep on this pasture. As you can see, we've got some pretty tall pasture to deal with right now, and we're letting them kind of mow down section at a time. In the back here, Moses and Time are going out of the pasture in their little area in the evening, and then Honey and the lambs are going out during the day. That way they're safer during the day. We can keep better track of them, since we do have coyotes. Another little update. We did lose one of our turkey hens yesterday. She kept getting out of the pen and took off someplace. I couldn't find her, and we just had her in the pen that has the open top, so she flew over the top, and then she didn't come back. And today I found her pile of feathers. So that explains. Anyway, I wanted you guys to see that Moses does get out on pasture too. Okay, everybody, I want to introduce you to, so far as he is unnamed, number 97. We'll have to come up with a good name for him, but I gotta judge and see what kind of personality he's got and stuff too. He seems to be a little on the wild side, but that's understandable. And he seems to be pretty reasonable. We're about ready to start working on a trust relationship, aren't we, buddy? We're going to start working on a trust relationship. I appreciate that he is ear tagged, but I do not appreciate where his ear tag is. It's like too low on his ear, and as you can see, it's making his ear fold over funny. So I imagine, since he's not going to be going anywhere for quite a while, I will probably take his ear tag off in the very near future. Just wanted to let you guys see my little guy I just bought. I don't have a lot of battery today. I don't know what the deal is with that. But I thought you guys might like to see him. He was born in January. So March, April, May, he's 3 months old. So he's got some pretty decent growth on him. He looks healthy. He's had his shots. But right now he is still in this stall all by himself, and he's going to be kept isolated for at least until I can get a fecal exam back on him. And then I'll probably put Jeremy in with him so that he can have a friend. And then he'll probably stay like that for another week or so with just Jeremy. And then he'll be able to be in the regular flock. Only away from the little girls. At least until they're big enough to breed. It's hard to believe, but Katahdin sheep, a ram lamb like this, he can be fertile by the time he's 4 months old. It kind of depends on how, fast he himself as an individual develops. But if they're fed healthy, and they're fertile very fast. I've bred several adult ewes with lambs that are like 4 or 5 months old and had great success. So that's something to be really aware of. Don't make a mistake of putting him out there with the lambs thinking he's just a baby, because they're not. Katahdin ewes, on the other hand, they can be bred when they're probably 6, 7-ish months old. So you can have accidental breedings there too, and that's really bad because it'll stunt their growth, and it's just really hard. It's like a teen pregnancy in people. It's hard on the girl, and it's hard on the baby, so it's not a good thing to do. You can, however, breed Katahdins that first season, the first year that they're born. If you do it right, they'll be approximately right around 1 year old when they lamb, usually. So how it usually ends up. But the main thing is you want them to be at least 80% of their adult size and body weight, and you want to be in really good condition, and then you can go ahead and breed ewe lambs. The other thing I want to say about that is you want to be sure and actually feed them. You can't just throw them out on poor grass and expect them to do well when they're bred that young. If you're going to run a lamb on just a lesser diet, poor poor quality forage or something like that, you know, wait until the next year to breed her. Give her a year to grow. It's hard on them, obviously, to grow babies and to grow their body. So you want to really, you know, make sure they have minerals and a proper diet to do that. But the ram lambs, they are very fertile very early. An option that I did when I was first getting into sheep and not really sure what I was going to do, if I was going to keep on doing it or what, but some people will buy a ram lamb and breed their ewes, and then when they make sure that all the ewes are pregnant, they eat the ram lamb. Now that sounds harsh, but it works pretty good actually. If you do that, let's say I was going to do that this year, which I'm not planning on, but we shall see. You buy the little ram lamb. We're in May now, right? And I'm going to let him grow a little bit. The girls grow a little bit. I'll probably put him with my ewes in late October, just so that my girl ewes are big enough, and that way my lambing happens in the springtime instead of in the middle of the winter, because I can't handle it. But so he'd be, you know, if he was born in January, he'd be 10 months old when he breeds the first lambs. And then if I keep him around until they are ready to lamb, he'd be, you know, like 15, 16 months old, 14 months old, something like that. And by then, he's a sizable character. Anything over a year old in a sheep is called a hogget. He's old enough that he will have muscled out, he will have gotten size, and he'll be fine for the freezer. They don't have real strong flavor if they're male, you know, whole male, like, say, for example, pigs do. Pigs have a real, what they call boar smell, or boar taste. The Katahdins are a mild flavored sheep in the first place because they don't have any lanolin. Since they're a hair sheep, they have a more of a beefy meat instead of a sheepy meat, if that makes any sense to anybody. But it also, you know, the males don't seem to have as much strong flavor. I mean, maybe slightly more than, you know, they would if they were weathered, but especially if you do them at, you know, under 2 years of age, they're not going to have much strong flavor at all, and they're just going to be like wonderful table lamb. So that's what a lot of people do. And it keeps you from having to keep an extra sheep on the place and dealing with a ram, because, you know, at this age they're still young and, you know, mostly pretty calm. So anyway, I just wanted to do a little quick video so you could see the little rammy lamb. If you guys enjoy these type of videos, share them with your friends, and thanks for watching.